What up, guys? It's Grant's Comics here, and today we'll be doing another comic review. But this a small disclaimer: if you guys hear like people screaming or like dog barking, I know I say this a lot because I live in a neighborhood where it's like open road, well, not open road as in like it's quiet, but like I live in a place where that doesn't matter. But if you guys hear any like yelling, not like fight yelling, but yelling of kids and stuff like that, and just background noises, then I apologize. Just focus on this video and we can get through this. But just a little disclaimer. But anyway, so the review is Giant Size Spider-Man and Master of Kung Fu #2. Boom. Now this is a key, but it's not. I didn't get this because it's a key. I got this because I saw this at my local LCS when I first got back into comics back in 2016. I just thought this was a cool cover, and till this day, it still is a cool cover. I just love the battle between Spider-Man and Shang-Chi. This issue, I didn't know who Shang-Chi was until I saw this issue. Just like Spider-Man and any other Marvel character, I I got introduced by them from the movies, and Shang-Chi, I didn't know who Shang-Chi was. I just saw Spider-Man and a guy that looks like he knows Kung Fu, like the Karate Kid. I didn't know his name, but I know his name now because he's a popular character. Obviously, the Shang-Chi and the Master of the Ten Rings movies out, which I still gotta watch. But this is just a cool cover, and it's one of my favorite covers ever. Probably second to 361. So maybe this is the second to, if you count 361, that's my all-time favorite. This is #2. So I need to find a Mount Rushmore comic. So Mount Rushmore has 4 heads, right? 4 or 5 heads. 361, and this is the 2. So I need 2 more covers that will be like, oh snap, that's dope. But I think one of the other Spider-Man comics that I have, which I will review later in the future, so subscribe to Grant's Comics to check that out. Maybe that's #3. I don't know yet. But anyways, this is a 68 page book. There is another story where Spider-Man fights the Avengers, but I did not read that story. I just read the Spider-Man and Shang-Chi story. So the first chapter is where, you know, Shang-Chi meets these guys, or these goons who dress like Spider-Man. They say they work for Spider-Man, but obviously if you guys aren't Spider-Man fans or Marvel fans, you know that Spider-Man works alone. So it's kind of suspicious. And at the same time, Spider-Man fights these goons who are claiming that they work for Shang-Chi. So Spider-Man fights them, and these two guys go at it thinking that these goons who say they work for them wants or hates each other, so they get into each other's throats for a little while. They fight, and you know, Spider-Man comes to realize that maybe these goons are setting us up to fight each other. So he makes a truce with Shang-Chi. They both make a truce, and Shang-Chi kind of tells Spider-Man about the story about how he's been looking for his father because his father and him are like enemies and they hate each other, and every time that Shang-Chi and the father meets, they want to end up fighting. So they do meet again. The father, his name is like, I think Master Fu Manchu. I think that was Fu Manchu. That was his name, and he basically hired these goons that say that, oh, I work for Spider-Man or I work for Shang-Chi. He basically hired these goons to go at one another. So they team up after, and they try to find Fu Manchu. They find him going into an elevator, but so they find him going to an elevator. Spider-Man says to Shang-Chi, "Okay, let's have a quicker route and meet him, and we can surprise him on the floor." So they slingshot, or they jump off like the Empire State Building, and Spider-Man makes a trampoline, a web out of webs. They do that. They go in front of the Empire State Building, and when the doors open, he disappears. And in the same panel, Fu Manchu's henchman, comes to meet Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, and cops are called, and Spider-Man's like, "All right, Shang-Chi, this is all yours. The Men in Blue and I are not in good terms," but it turns out that Fu Manchu's henchman called the police on Shang-Chi and Spider-Man. So that was kind of crazy. So, like I said, cool cover. I did not read the comic where Spider-Man fights the Avengers because I didn't want to read that. I wanted it to be a different story. I want to actually get the real story before I actually read it. So if I run into that story, then I will try and get it depending on the price, because you know me. If you guys don't know me, when it comes to these things, all these comics right here behind you, I either got them in a lot or a haul that was cheap for me, that's affordable to me. That's how I got these comics. So anyways, that'll be it for now. Like I said, if you guys aren't subscribed to my Grant's Comic channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you guys can. I'm trying to get more followers I'm not trying like I'm begging people, but I'm trying to get 100 subscribers on my Grant's Comic channel, stuff like that. So if you guys are watching this and you guys ain't subscribed to Grant's Comics, make sure you subscribe. And if you guys are subscribed to Grant's Comics, push that notification bell for when I upload more reviews and hauls and stuff like that. But anyways, that's it for now. Alright.